She
in
skipped
California.
last year. She skipped that last year. That's a great
She
point
skipped
that
it
she
last year, and that was very critical because at that moment last year, she was about to promote her Netflix series and didn't want to, firstly, be seen with Harry, and secondly, didn't want to go somewhere where she'd appear cheap.
January 2026. Meghan Markle sitting in her Montecito mansion, thinking she's finally escaped the scrutiny. Netflix show launching, brand rebuilding, California sunshine, life's looking good. Then Tom Bower drops a bombshell that allegedly sends her entire world into panic mode. Complete meltdown panic. Because Bower, Britain's most feared investigative journalist, the man who's taken down billionaires and politicians, just announced his new book coming early 2026. And sources discussing the situation say Meghan is reportedly losing it behind closed doors. Lawyers getting emergency calls. PR teams scrambling. Why? Because Bower's got new material.
But I do think that when you're mocked so publicly as they've been, their value begins to nosedive pretty quickly. And I don't think they're finding any more sources of income. And with the stream of money they're spending on security, on mortgages, on just plain living, I think they can see the end.
Explosive material. Staff members allegedly ready to talk. Victims breaking their silence. And this time, there's no palace protection to save her. The bullying allegations she thought were buried are roaring back. The staff she allegedly terrorized, they're speaking. The secrets she reportedly paid millions to keep hidden, Bower found them. And when this book drops, everything Meghan's built in California could come crashing down. What Tom Bower is about to expose could destroy the loving homemaker image Meghan's been selling to Netflix audiences. Let me break down why Meghan should allegedly be terrified right now. Tom Bower isn't some tabloid gossip writer. This man is Britain's leading investigative biographer. He's written over 25 books.
To tell the truth, I spoke to very few friends of Meghan because she put a fatwa on anyone talking to me who she could. So I sent off dozens and dozens of emails to her friends, and most of them didn't even reply. And obviously I spoke to her father, who loves her still very much, and said, in the end, whatever she is, she's still my daughter.
His targets: politicians, billionaires, royals. And when Bower writes about you, reputations burn. His first Meghan book, Revenge, dropped in July 2022, hit #1 internationally instantly. Why? Because Bower interviewed over 80 people. Palace staff, former friends, Hollywood contacts, people who worked with Meghan before she was famous. And here's his method. Bower said it himself: "My whole way of working is find the victims. Find the people who are going to tell you the truth. Who does Meghan not want me to talk to? That's who I've got to find and persuade to talk." You see what he's doing. He's hunting down everyone Meghan allegedly burned on her way up. Everyone she reportedly used and discarded. Everyone who signed NDAs but might talk anyway. Bower's exact words about Meghan: "It is an astonishing story of a woman who came from nothing and is now a world figure and has trampled on all those others on the way." Trampled, not climbed. Trampled, that tells you everything about what his investigation reportedly found. September 2025, Bower announces his next book on Harry and Meghan. Release date, early 2026. That's happening right now. In weeks or months this drops. Bower told sources he's got a lot of new material already and the whole world wants new insights. New material, not recycled news. Fresh investigations. New sources talking. And here's what makes this devastating. Bower's had 3 years since Revenge to gather more information. 3 years of watching Meghan's California reinvention. 3 years of sources allegedly getting brave enough to talk. 3 years of NDAs expiring. January 2025, Vanity Fair publishes an article about Harry and Meghan. 5 years since they left royal life. Should have been a puff piece. Instead, former staff members go on record about being bullied, about needing therapy, about the trauma of allegedly working for Meghan. Tom Bower called these revelations devastating. He said, having strongly denied the accusations that she bullied her staff in Kensington Palace, the revival of her image of the difficult Duchess, who torments her staff into seeking therapy to alleviate the misery of working for Meghan, is a disaster. Read that again. Staff allegedly needed therapy from working with Meghan. That's not normal workplace stress. That's psychological damage, so severe they reportedly required professional help to recover.
Meghan is going to have to answer all Samantha's questions from her lawyers, whether she lied about Samantha, about Thomas Markle in her notorious interview with Oprah Winfrey. So that's a major breakthrough for Samantha Markle, for Thomas Markle, and
And here's what Bauer said next. Having invested so much to rebrand herself as a loving, caring California mother and wife, the Vanity Fair disclosures have poisoned the smiling image of the welcoming homemaker. You see the problem. Meghan spent years building this California goddess brand. The cooking show, the lifestyle empire, the warm mother image. One article destroys all of it. Because you can't be the loving homemaker when your former employees are allegedly in therapy from working with you. Bauer also noted, worse for Meghan is the obvious breach of the draconian non-disclosure agreements, which all her staff have been forced to sign. Those NDAs were supposed to keep everyone silent forever. They're allegedly breaking. People are talking. The wall of silence is reportedly crumbling. Let's talk about what allegedly happened at Kensington Palace, because the pattern has been documented. Multiple sources, multiple incidents, all pointing to the same conclusion according to reports. 2 personal assistants reportedly driven completely out of the household. Not transferred. Not resigned for better opportunities. Driven out. A 3rd assistant allegedly had her confidence completely undermined. Royal reporter Valentine Lowe documented this. His book, Courtiers, revealed Samantha Cohen, Meghan's assistant, privately complained she'd been treated harshly by the couple. Cohen reportedly compared the job to working with teenagers. Think about that comparison. Working with teenagers, that's not describing professional adults. That's describing people who throw tantrums, ignore advice, demand everything revolves around them. The Times reported sources saying some staff were reduced to tears by Meghan. Another said they felt humiliated by how she treated them. Jason Knopf, their communications secretary, reportedly complained about Meghan's behavior. This is palace staff going on record to journalists, breaking protocol, risking their careers. Why would they do that unless the situation was genuinely awful? Here's what makes Bauer dangerous. He doesn't just report rumors, he investigates. He finds sources who were there. He gets people to break their silence. In Revenge, Bauer documented Meghan's entire climb to fame. Not the fairy tale version, the real version. He interviewed Hollywood colleagues, former boyfriends, Suits castmates, people who knew her before Harry. Bauer revealed Meghan's interactions with Vanity Fair, how she allegedly made a hysterical phone call after Buckingham Palace's fury over the Wild About Harry cover. He exposed how Harry's friends reacted when they first met Meghan. Exact quote from the book, they called him nuts for dating her. Why? Because Meghan allegedly lacked any sense of humor when they made jokes. She drew lines, created tension, made everyone uncomfortable. Bauer documented the Beckham fallout. How Meghan allegedly accused them of leaking stories to press, destroyed a friendship over paranoid accusations. David and Victoria Beckham, arguably Britain's most famous couple, cut off because Meghan reportedly couldn't trust anyone. And the Princess Charlotte incident. This one's brutal according to reports. At the bridesmaid dress fitting for Meghan's wedding, 3-year-old Charlotte's dress didn't fit properly. Kate asked Meghan to adjust it. Meghan allegedly refused. Kate burst into tears over a toddler's dress because Meghan reportedly wouldn't budge. Bauer's next book promises new sources, people who haven't spoken before, and here's why that matters. When Revenge came out in 2022, many people were allegedly still scared. NDAs were fresh, legal threats were real, speaking meant risking everything. It's 2026 now, 3 years later. Some NDAs have reportedly expired, some staff have left Britain, the fear has faded, and anger has built up. Here's Meghan's nightmare according to legal analysts. She can't do anything to stop Bauer's book. Bauer's British. He lives in London. British libel laws favor the accuser more than American laws, but Bauer's got something Meghan doesn't: truth. Documented sources, witnesses willing to testify. Bauer told Virgin Radio, "I do have very good lawyers, and more importantly, I make sure what I write is the truth." He's not writing speculation. He's writing documented facts from multiple sources. Meghan tried silencing people before, according to reports. NDAs everywhere. Legal threats constantly. 8 lawsuits launched since 2019, but you can't sue someone for publishing the truth. And you can't silence 80 sources simultaneously. Even threatening a lawsuit backfires now because it draws attention to the book. It makes people ask, what's she trying to hide? Every legal action she takes gets documented, reported, analyzed. She's learned the hard way that fighting in court means discovery, means her emails getting read, her communications getting scrutinized, her contradictions getting exposed. Better to stay silent and hope people don't read it. But that won't work either because Bauer's books become bestsellers. Revenge hit #1 internationally. This sequel will too. Think about what Meghan's built since leaving royal life. The Netflix deal, the Spotify deal that failed, Archwell Foundation, American Riviera Orchard, the lifestyle brand, the cooking show. All based on one image. Meghan, the authentic, caring, misunderstood woman. That image requires people believing her victim narrative, believing the palace was cruel, believing the press was racist, believing she left to protect her mental health and children. Bauer's books destroy that narrative according to his reporting. They show a woman who allegedly bullied staff, demanded everything her way, destroyed relationships, manipulated situations, played victim while being aggressor. And the timing is devastating. With Love, Meghan launches on Netflix in March 2026. Meghan cooking, Meghan gardening, Meghan being warm and welcoming, the perfect homemaker. Then Bauer's book drops. Former staff allegedly describing the terror of working for her. Palace insiders revealing the chaos she reportedly caused. The contrast couldn't be more brutal. Netflix executives watching. Corporate partners reconsidering. Brand deals disappearing. Because nobody wants to associate with someone credibly accused of tormenting employees into therapy. Sources discussing the situation describe panic. Emergency meetings. Lawyers scrambling. PR teams working overtime. Why? Because they allegedly know what's coming. They know Bauer delivers. They know the victims are talking. And Meghan can't control this narrative. She can't do another Oprah interview claiming victimhood because the victims this time are allegedly her victims. Staff she reportedly tormented. People she allegedly destroyed. No amount of tears changes that. She can't threaten lawsuits without looking guilty. Can't stay silent without looking complicit. Can't deny without proof. She's trapped. When Bauer's book releases early 2026, here's what reportedly unfolds. Media coverage everywhere. Excerpts in major publications. Harry and Meghan forced to respond or stay silent. Both options are bad. The Netflix show gets poisoned. Every warm smile Meghan gives on camera looks fake. Every kind gesture looks calculated. Viewers remember staff in therapy. Corporate partners bail. The lifestyle brand dies. American Riviera Orchard collapses before it starts. Tom Bowers made a career destroying reputations through truth. Politicians, billionaires, now Meghan. And unlike her other battles, this one she can't win. Because the truth has too many witnesses, too much documentation, too many victims allegedly ready to talk. The victims are talking, the secrets are coming out, and Tom Bauer doesn't miss.